While we wait, Dr. Hotez, what about the South Africa variant? I know this has now been tested against the UK variant, which is prevalent. You know what? Here's President Joe Biden. So let's pause this conversation for a moment and watch as President Biden signs his first major piece of legislation, $1.9 trillion relief bill. Let's listen.
The weeks that this bill has been discussed and debated, it's clear that an overwhelming percentage of the American people, Democrats, independents, our Republican friends, have made it clear, the people out there, made it clear they strongly support the American Rescue Plan. Yesterday, with the final passage of the plan in the House of Representatives, their voices were heard and reflected in everything we have in this bill. And I believe this is, and most people I think do as well, this historic legislation is about rebuilding the backbone of this country and giving people in this nation, working people, middle-class folks, people who built the country, a fighting chance. That's what the essence of it is. And I'm going to have a lot more to say about that tonight and the next couple of days and be able to take your questions. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is sign this bill and make the presentation tonight, and then there's going to be plenty of opportunities. We're going to be on the road, not only talking about what I'm talking about tonight is the impact on the virus and how we're going to end this pandemic. And we're going to talk at all the elements of the bill, beginning on Friday, Saturday, and through the week. So, thank you for being here. Got it. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
That was pretty short, definitely sweet. The president signing that $1.9 trillion relief bill, not taking any questions from reporters. Let's put back on the screen what is exactly in this bill, reminder for everybody, and what's about to be doled out to the American public, to state and local governments as well. There's a whole lot in there. He says he'll address more of it tonight in his primetime address and over the weekend. Back with us now is Dr. Hotez and Dr. Emanuel. Also joining us is NBC News White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell, New York Times chief White House correspondent Peter Baker, and Politico Playbook co-author Tara Palmieri. Peter Baker, this is, 51 days, I believe, into this presidency where he's signing a major piece of legislation, one that is supported by 75% of the American public. What's this mean?
Well, I think for President Biden, it's what he once told President Obama about one of his big bills. It's a big deal. He used a more earthy term in there. But for a president who's just taken office to get nearly $2 trillion worth of spending through Congress, even on narrow partisan votes, is a big accomplishment. He obviously accomplishes what he wants to do in terms of relief for people who are suffering from the pandemic in the immediate term in the states and the cities that have lost some revenue as a result, speeding up vaccinations. But he's also doing other things with this bill. It basically is a three-part bill. It's the COVID relief part. It's the economic stimulus in order to pump a lot more money into the economy at a time when it's already beginning to take off on its own. And it's obviously an anti-poverty bill, a Great Society bill, in effect, by attacking child poverty in particular. Now, some of this will disappear in a year, and the Congress will have to revisit it to see whether they're going to make some of this permanent. But for a president who, came in the middle of a crisis and promised to act quickly, this has to be a sweet day for him.